Welcome, everyone. This is your host, Abraham L. Jaguar, a professional game master. First of all, this channel is proudly sponsored by Durandal. This is a tabletop role-playing game in the times of Charlemagne's court. With mythic chivalry and legendary warriors, you will find the link in the description and in the pinned comment. This channel is also proudly sponsored by the Red Room Publishing. Please check out their store for exclusive tabletop RPG products. They have recently released New Flash, a future noir tabletop RPG where cyberpunk meets biological horror. You will find it in their website. The link will be in the description and in the pinned comment. This channel is also proudly sponsored by Dead Studios, the publishers and developers of Dames of Asstoria, a tabletop role-playing game where you play as monster girls, experiencing high adventure in a world that doesn't fully accept them. They have recently released The Daughters of Lamb. This is a pay-what-you-want tabletop role-playing game where you play as cybernetic nuns with guns, looking for the missing pieces of their AI god. You will find it in their website. The link will be in the description and in the pinned comment. This channel is also proudly sponsored by the Zone Zine Quest tabletop role-playing games. This is a Kickstarter featuring a zine format collection of tabletop RPGs ready to play with minimal artwork and playtesting. It covers so many themes and genres such as science fantasy, science fiction, horror, you name it. The link will be in the description and in the pinned comment. Tonight, I am continuing my review series featuring Otherworlds. If you haven't seen the other parts in my review series, featuring this tabletop RPG of science fantasy, quite reminiscent of Phantasy Star Online, you play as wanderers that move through various worlds using the power of their wanderer devices. You will find the link in the description and in the pinned comment. This time we are going to talk about combat. Combat is often a chaotic display of screaming bullets or blades clashing into each other. To determine which character acts first in combat, the character with the highest initiative goes first. If someone gets stuck on a number, not knowing if they should take 1 or 2 damage when it comes to actually taking the blow, just go with 1. This is a simplified system. If someone doesn't remember exactly what an item does, throw out your idea from what you can best recall. Well, I think it is much better to have consistency. This is good advice in general to keep the roleplay flowing, but it's not that easy to remember. You can even have like a cheat sheet or notes. Now, when it comes to friendly effects, they are typically from units who you, of course, are allied with. In any case, they will affect you with harmful circumstances. So it's always good to keep that in mind in order for there to be some realism or consistency within the fiction of battle. The game organizes combat in turns based on those able to act first in the round. A round represents 6 seconds of game world time. A surprise is indicated anytime the players or the enemies are able to ambush the others. Let's take a look at combat step by step. First, the surprise. Those that are hidden or that have created some sort of ambush situation will probably get to go first, but it could depend on a check as well. You establish the position of the enemies and the player characters. You roll initiative. Every target in combat rolls for this. Then you take turns according to this roll, with the highest initiative going first. And then you begin the next round. When every target has had their turn, a new round begins, and you restart at step 4 until the encounter concludes. Encounters can be thought of as battles to simplify things. When it comes to initiative, players roll 1d6 and add it to their character's initiative stat, which is a character's dexterity plus speed and any initiative bonuses they may have. When it comes to actions, on your turn, you have access to 2 action points, known as action AP or action points. That is, to simplify things, you can say AP or APs. You may use the AP or APs to do the following listed in this section, such as making an attack or carrying out an action, readying an attack or action, making a movement action, using an equipped item, etc. But the sky is the limit. You can also intimidate, inspire, you can scan. Everything, of course, is allowed, at least when it comes to attempting such an action. There are other considerations, for example, passive skills. They are ever present and, as such, are always active. Passive skills usually are stat boosts that are factored into your character's base stats or add bonuses to certain skill checks. You could also have boost skills. They don't use APs. Instead, these skills are quick ways to enhance your actions. You are limited to only using one boost skill per turn. Boost skills that affect attacks and damage should be used prior to attacking. And there are other considerations such as action skills, even free actions, movement actions, etc. And this concludes this part of the review. In the next part, we're going to talk about movement and positioning. So combat is pretty simple. You have your action points, and they are your currency. Many of the actions that you carry out, they cost action points, but some others are free. It's as simple as that. Thank you for watching this part of the review series. Don't forget to leave a like, a comment, and subscribe. And thank you so much to those of you that are going the extra mile to support the channel. If anyone else wishes to further support the channel, consider joining as a member using the Super Thanks button. You can also check out the information in the description and in the pinned comment. This has been your host, Abraham L. Jaguar, a professional game master. And remember, in tabletop RPGs, you're not telling stories about your characters. You're experiencing the game world as your characters. Once again, thank you and see you later.